This program contains strong language and is intended for mature audiences. So, if you're not mature, fuck off right now. Sammy?
Shall we begin?
This is Live Speak with hosts Justin Gilson, Alan Quant, and John Rainey. We're bringing you tech news, gadget reviews, Kickstarter investment strategies, and anything we want to discuss with you. Stick around, it's going to be a great show.
On Live Speak Radio.
Everybody to Live Speak Radio. It was March 16th, 2014, and as always, I'm here with John Rainey and Alan Quant. What's up, guys? Newton. Happy St. Patrick's weekend.
St. Patrick's weekend here, so yeah.
Yeah. What is Alan doing?
Quiet.
Why is he being quiet? Do you have elves in the room again or something? What do you...
I'm making coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to be quiet.
Oh. Doing a terrible... Why do we have to be quiet if you're trying to be quiet? That doesn't make sense. So, St. Patrick's weekend, what do you do tomorrow? What are you going to do tomorrow, John?
I'm bringing my daughter to the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh, cool. How big is that parade?
Wait, I didn't know Irish people celebrated St. Patrick's Day.
No, they don't. Just don't.
I thought that was an American holiday.
Oh, it is, yeah. St. Patty's.
Sorry, continue.
That's causing uproar over here at the moment. The fact that some people call it St. Patty's Day.
I don't like that. I've never called it St. Patty's Day.
No, I call it St. Albert.
Yeah, St. Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it falls on. It's always a holiday over here, but the fact that it falls on a Monday means that it's a 3-day weekend pretty much. So everybody goes absolutely fucking nuts over here for this weekend. So yeah, the country grinds to a halt. Doesn't take too much to do, to be honest. But and yeah, tomorrow's parade. Some of the parades started today for some of the smaller towns, and some of the bigger towns like Sligo, we have ours tomorrow.
Nice.
So yeah, generally about an hour and a half, usually for the parade.
Okay.
So my daughter's looking forward to it. She's sick all day and yesterday, and all of a sudden she's made a miraculous recovery. Because we had her told she wasn't going if she was sick.
Ah, okay. That's smart. I'm better. 100%.
Exactly. It also gets me out having to bring her down to the parade, which I hate doing.
Oh, yeah. So what happens after the parade?
Drink. Usually alcohol is consumed in rather large quantities. Generally the situation over here.
Okay, I just want to make sure we weren't making something up in our mind. It really happens. All right.
No, it happens. Yeah, things get turned green. Half of Sligo's green at this stage. Everybody puts green bulbs into their exterior lights and everything. So our town hall is all lit up green, and the river through the town is green, lit up green.
See, they do that here, and they don't actually dye it green. They just dye it greener.
Yeah.
The rivers here are pretty nasty.
Well, and they do the beers. They put green in the beer. Everybody, and they make all the bars have specials on cheap green beer. You can go there and get piss water, and just because it's green, it's cheap.
And you can get green Guinness as well, generally.
Green Schlitz.
That's the way to do it if you're going to get something. I mean, at least Guinness is strong. Jeez.
Bleh. Bleh.
Every politician fucks off to wherever they can get free of charge for the weekend. On our dollar.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a very, very big bone of contention over here at the moment.
You guys really do take your government seriously.
We're starting to. We're getting a bit more.
Well, I mean,
we're starting to get a bit more cop on.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's more talk about it, you know?
Yeah, because we're fucking broke.
More concerned, yeah.
Because we bailed out banks and guaranteed bondholders that weren't secured, so the government gave them their money back. You know,
right?
It's like walking into. It's like walking into a casino and losing every penny that you have and asking for it back and getting it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's something I feel quite strongly about, but it's a matter for another show, as they say. But yeah, St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, so yeah, we're all excited about that, especially my 8-year-old, who quite now is probably holding down a lung at this stage so that she can go to the parade tomorrow.
Hey, you just stay in bed. We'll just put a camera down there, and you can watch it live.
Yeah, and generally the 6 o'clock news tomorrow evening is full of the parades throughout the country, so that's usually a pretty good fob off. We'll watch it on the TV this evening. We won't bother going out and getting all cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smart. Speaking of money, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, about the Bitcoin fiasco.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, a Bitcoin, and this is the general definition, is that it's a peer-to-peer payment system in digital currency introduced as open source software in 2009. It's a cryptocurrency. So it uses cryptography to control the creation and transfer of money. So it's kind of a secure thing. But I've never used Bitcoin. I don't have a clue what you do, what it is. There's bit miners. I don't have a clue what Bitcoin is. I don't understand.
Quite frankly, I don't trust any money I don't have in my pocket.
Well, and
I've gone very, very anti-tech in terms of money these days.
Yeah, I'd like to be that way, but I like my PayPal, and I like to keep my money, somewhat secure. Mm-hmm. But I do have a little stash.
Do we have a little Bitcoin mountain?
Bitcoin mountain?
Or have we partaken?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
But of course, you would use PayPal for your course,
yeah,
things like that. So yeah,
I don't understand Bitcoin enough to even bother messing with it.
Well, technically, it's a virtual currency.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. You have a virtual currency, and the software is open source, so anybody can mess with it. That just doesn't seem secure to me, even though it uses cryptography. It doesn't seem. And there's so many people now, like the Mt. Gox, they got hacked. And somebody revealed the actual Bitcoin balances and customer account totals.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're for. I didn't get a chance to totally read this, but some of the balances are a little huge.
Well, it kind of stemmed from a lie as well. It seems that it's some form of disgruntled employee, if I'm reading it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And what my take on it is that it seems that this Mt. Gox crowd lied and said that they didn't have any money or any remaining Bitcoins in their Bermuda accounts. But apparently this belies it because according to this, they have 951 billion or trillion in Bitcoin. So, and he does single it out. Just some of the details behind it. It says anonymous hackers have defaced Mt. Gox CEO Mark Carapel's blog and have uploaded a data dump of customer data that, according to users with accounts on the site, is accurate. A Reddit user created an Excel spreadsheet, or he basically mirrored it, of anonymized user accounts with balances, and many current Mt. Gox users have found their balances present. It said the text of the post reads, it says, first and foremost, this is not Mark Carapel's. So basically they're saying, we hacked his account, and this is basically a hacked post. So the next line they proceed to say, fuck that bitch. Yeah.
It gets pretty bad, yeah. This is definitely an ex-employee.
Yeah. So it says, I take it we skip over that second line, yeah?
If you feel like reading it, go right ahead. But no, I don't care.
But I'm sure people can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, it's on the website.
It's time that Mt. Gox got the Bitcoin community's wrath instead of Bitcoin community getting goxed. This release would have been sooner, but in spirit of responsible disclosure and making sure all of our ducks were in a row, it took a few days longer than we would have liked to verify the data. Above, you will find the download link and a mirror used without asking for Mark Carpel's very own blog, compiled from data. Included in this download, you'll find relevant database dumps, CSV exports, specialized tools, and some highlighted summaries compiled from data. Keeping in line with fucking Gox alone, no user database dumps have been included. Repost this and share this before it's gone. Lots of people, including us, lost money and coins. Upvote this post. We stole no bitcoins. There were none to steal. If you want to donate there, blah, blah, blah. But basically it lists the balances of bitcoins in all the in the different countries. And I think the biggest bone of contention is that Mt. Gox, they had basically said that they had been hacked and they had been cleaned out.
Right, saying we don't have anything left.
Yeah, but according to the post, the details in this post that are supposedly have come from genuine databases belonging to Mt. Gox, that they actually do have quite a substantial stack of bitcoins.
19
so they are
million?
lying.
What is that? No, wait. 501. I can't understand the numbers because the points. It looks like $19 million total deposits in bitcoins.
Yeah,
between all the countries in there.
It's the balance in question for the Bahamas account is 951,116.2.
Oh, right.
In bitcoins, but they're trading at over $1,000 a coin. I think, are they?
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand. That's where it gets into it, like it's a stock almost. And I think that's why a lot of people let this kind of stuff go, and because they don't understand it. They don't understand people are getting robbed, and that's a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a screenshot that goes with the post that kind of, I know it's easy to mock things up nowadays on Photoshop and what have you. Right.
But it looks to have a fairly detailed, it's a screenshot of the database request that was put in for the information. So it looks legitimate, as far as I can make out anyways. But I said the most important number, obviously, is the 951,000. It says, as you recall, Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy while stating that 850,000 Bitcoin loss. This would suggest that Carpel's estimate were off by a larger margin. Whether all of this is accurate or not is entirely a different matter. And what the leak does show us is how easy it is to grab nearly all of Mt. Gox user data, as well as how hardened Carpel's blog was. Furthermore, the files contain the app Mt. Gox admins used to manage transfers. So that's kind of adds a little bit more legitimacy to the actual leak, because this is obviously some kind of a disgruntled investor, but it kind of more points towards somebody who has been employed by them. Because,
it seemed way too easy. Yeah, it seemed like to get all that information. I love the last line in this too. In the entire story, when they asked who hacked Mt. Gox, and the leak contains some clues, they still haven't figured it out. But a visit to the above-mentioned mirror that you just talked about, it brings a link to a zip file, of course, and then there's a note attached, and it states, "I hated working with you. You deserve everything you get for what you did."
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So that's kind of a big clue, all right. But I suppose they went bankrupt, so they did close their doors.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, anyways. I'm sure there's probably still some staff there, but the rank and file are probably gone at this point, which is pretty sickening. And a lot of countries, I think, for that very reason, are refusing to recognize Bitcoin as a legitimate currency.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, which, to be honest, I think is the right call, because
it's too easy to hide stuff. It seems like it's way too clouded and hard to understand, and things. You know, you have this amount of money, you think, and then it's actually this much in Bitcoins. I think it's just all meant to be confusing as fuck, so people have no idea what their money is doing.
Yeah, and it's easy. It seems to be easy to hack as well. Like there was a case of a news reporter gave his co-news casters on the air. He gave them Bitcoin letters or whatever they are, vouchers or whatever it is.
That's right.
And their wallet codes were visible on screen, and their money was taken by the time the story had finised. Even though there was only $20 on it, I know, but at the same time, it just proves how easy, you know, you just have to be very, very careful. And of course, your wallet is stored on your whatever device you're using. So,
wow, again, really?
Yeah, I think that's where
the app is, right? That's where you I don't know. See, I've never used Bitcoin. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of just going on kind of general information that I've kind of picked up since the launch of Bitcoin. that you do have a wallet. But you know, you're hearing stories the whole time about people's money being taken, and the guy that we talked about that had the hard drive, and he had something like 1,000 bitcoins on it, and he ended up throwing it in the skip, throwing it in the trash.
Yeah, well, it's because Bitcoin wasn't any. I mean, 2009. Okay, between then and now, it kind of died off. Nobody really talked about Bitcoin, and then everybody started finding them. It was like they found gold or something, and it got to be a big thing again.
Yeah,
and with that much attention, of course, people are going to steal stuff.
Oh,
and it's like there's all kinds of different hacking things going on, like the Target one that we talked about. The thing that is actually upsetting a lot of people is that Target actually knew about the credit card hack for 12 days before they reacted to it. Which is kind of crazy. But in the scathing bit of reporting from Bloomberg Business Week, we discovered that the retailer Target had received word that its security system had been compromised nearly 2 weeks before it moved to act on that information. In fact, last year, Target hired FireEye, a security firm, to watch their servers for malware. And the firm, which has a Bangalore-based response team, go figure, informed Target headquarters in Minneapolis that someone had hacked the company on November 30th, and no one did anything about it. In short, according to Bloomberg, quote, for some reason, Minneapolis didn't react to the sirens. The piece as a whole is, very detailed. It describes Target's security system as well as FireEye's honeypot servers that fooled attackers into thinking they had dropped into running servers, but instead let them fool around in a sandboxed environment while the FireEye watched. Then things, of course, got a little hairy. It says the breach could have been stopped there without human intervention. The system has an option to automatically delete malware as it's detected, but according to two people who audited FireEye's performance after the breach, Target's security team turned that function off, so it didn't automatically delete malware. Edward Killigan, Chief Information Security Officer for Bombardier Aerospace, an aircraft maker that used FireEye for more than a year, says that that's not unusual. They do the same thing. And they say, quote, typically as a security team, you want to have that last decision point of what do I do, he says. But he warns that puts pressure on a team to quickly find and neutralize the infected computers. So what this points to in the end is inaction on the part of Target and a clear effort by FireEye to shore up its reputation of being secure. If Target couldn't be bothered to delete the malware, this piece suggests it's not FireEye's fault. I mean, they're the company that alerted Target and said, hey, you're being hacked. There's malware in there. It's not set to automatically delete. Can we delete it? And they said, we'll get back to you. And we'll let you sit there and wonder for 2 weeks what to do and let it just get any information it wants. That's so nuts to me.
There's a few things there that raise flags with me straight away. Is the fact that they knew that they could disable that feature, that they could turn it on. Like, if you buy somebody's software, you don't know about its features unless somebody from the company tells you about those features.
Yes.
So they have to have been clued in by FireEye that they could turn off that particular feature.
Mm-hmm. And they probably maybe they advised against it, but there's nothing saying that they did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they got the alert, they told Target, and it didn't matter, apparently, for a few weeks. Of course, while it never devolves into throwing anyone under the bus, it's clear Target's CIO, Beth Jacob, who redesigned last week, redesigned. She actually resigned last week. She basically took the brunt of the blame for the whole thing. I don't know. Who do you blame in this instance? Target for not doing anything about it and giving the okay, or FireEye for not pressing them and saying, look, this isn't something you just sit here and wait on.
Yeah. But it sounds to me like they're blaming everybody from top to bottom. They blame the security guard as well for letting in a heating and ventilation company. So it seems to me
I
like
offered
they're
to take
just...
the blame.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
What? I did, but I got no response.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But,
that was my input.
Nice. Yeah.
Like, the thing about it is it annoys me because, they do realize that they're playing with people's livelihoods here. They're dealing with people's finances and, all that information now is out in the public domain.
Yeah, I mean, you take a lot of risks when you do things electronically, and you have Target credit cards or whatever, and there's a chance that all of them could get hacked at some point.
Yeah.
But when there's a total disregard for reaction, though, I mean, it's just like, well, let's figure this out. How they instead of figuring out the malware, they went for 2 weeks probably and decided, how are we going to deal with the backlash after this? It's probably all they spent the 2 weeks on. And so they figured out, who can we blame? Here's our list of people that'll draw this out for another 2 years.
Yeah, and the poor security guard is the first one's head to roll.
Mm-hmm. As if he really loved life as a target security guard.
I'm sure.
Right. So.
But actually, I wonder, did they name him that time?
I don't remember.
Because I'm sure that would seriously jeopardize any future employment.
Oh man, I would consider that some kind of slander.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw a neat. This reminded me, because you were talking about security guards and Target. So naturally, I'm thinking of Walmart and robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we were shopping yesterday at Walmart, and we were waiting in line in the at the U-Scan, the do-it-yourself checkout thing.
Yeah.
And we were a couple people back in line, and a guy left one of the stations, and another guy came up to go use it, and he's like, "Oh, the guy never finished paying." And then he looked at the little credit card machine thing, and it said PIN entered incorrectly. And apparently, the guy, that was a scam. He went in, swiped his card, typed in some gibberish PIN, bagged up his groceries, and left.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of clever.
I don't see that. I would be shocked that not more people do that.
Yeah, I'd never would have thought of that. That was. Now I was wondering though, couldn't they get if he swiped his card, would he be stupid enough to use a card that's actually in his name?
Right. It's got to go
somewhere. They at least have a record.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't they have a record?
I would think so, of the denials, because
would you not have to finalize? Should not have to finalize the transaction before they have an actual record?
No, I don't think so. I think no matter what, it goes into the system. I mean, you're scanning it. It's drawing the information from your card. It's got to go somewhere and store there, at least temporarily.
Yeah, that's true, actually, because hotels are notorious for that, for taking an imprint of your card, usually when you check in. They don't actually bill you until you leave, but they have an imprint of your card.
Yeah, but that's pretty clever there, because the security guards are usually just watching, and it looks like you did everything you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and there's no alarms going off. I mean,
swipe the card, type on the keypad, and
you can turn the volume off or nearly off, I think, on those things. So even if it's saying, please pay or blah, 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 and you can just walk away. But at that point, if you swipe a card, it thinks you're paying. So you could just let it sit at that, like you said, don't finalize it, and it won't make any noise or alert anybody. It just thinks somebody's paying.
So how much alcohol did he get away with?
Yeah, I didn't. Obviously I didn't know what was going on until after it happened, but I wish I could have seen what he actually got away with.
It was probably an Irish guy
it was probably. It was definitely really busy, and I guess you'd have to have that environment to pull that off, because there's usually a person at a main computer, the person that's there to help people if they have a problem, and they can see all the orders. So, but it was definitely busy enough that person wasn't paying attention. Clever.
It's clever.
Clever.
Wow. Let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little more tech news. And iOS 7.1 actually came out, so we'll go ahead and go to a quick break here and come back on Live Speak.
You are listening to John, Justin, and Alan on Live Speak Radio.
Hey everybody, this is John from Live Speak Radio. Radio advertising has always been one of the best mediums for businesses to reach their target audience, and with the success of internet radio, it's reached a whole new level. Internet radio is the most cost-effective way to reach a wider audience, and at Live Speak Radio, we have a global audience. That means that we can offer the ideal platform for your business to advertise. To advertise on Live Speak Radio, get in touch with us today through our website at livespeakradio.com or send us an email to marketing@livespeakradio.com.
Aw, Aw, geez, not again. John spilled his Pepsi. Can someone call an intern? And while they're at it, can someone please get Alan some pants? Back to the show, I guess.
Did anybody get Alan pants? Alan, do you have pants?
I'm doubling it up today. I got shorts on and pajama pants. It's a little chilly down here today.
Nice.
This is my classy wear.
You're going out where? Like going on the town wear?
Yep, going on town. going to Walmart.
Wedding.
Yeah.
Wedding outfit, is it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Going to wedding there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So for more tech news, we have iOS 7.1 finally coming out. There's been, I don't know how many updates now, honestly, but this is the first major update, they said, for your iOS devices since the launch back in September 2013. Now, this is 7.1, not 7.0.0.1. It is a big update, apparently. It's been available to developers for some time now and brings a lot of small but interesting changes to Apple's mobile OS, including continual visual tweaks of the iOS 7 design. I don't think they're liking it as much as when it first came out, the actual design of it. They gave it to a different department to design the OS and the look of it, and it just came out a little weird. There's no dimension to it.
I wish I could see this stuff. My devices are too old to handle. Like my original iPad won't go past 5.
Oh yeah, that's why you have to upgrade.
Might be better off since the last release, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The last release caused major problems.
Oh,
because
it's
it basically
nonstop.
made everything unsecure.
Yeah, and there's different things we have at my job. We have to use a company and for the app to submit it to Apple and things like that. And when an update out like this comes out, what is that noise?
Oh, sorry.
Why did somebody just unzip their pants?
We were talking about pants and everything, and
He said, "Screw it, I'm gonna climb into a tent."
no, those are pants. Lots of pants.
Wow. Thanks for that.
Sorry.
We need to send a memo. Let Alan know we're in the air. Get out of his tent.
And take off the Michael Jackson leather jacket with all the zips on it.
Yeah. That's funny. No, but the Apple's the OS, ever since it came out, there's been problems, and for us, we have to make new updates to our app every single time there's a new update for iOS, and it's just been a mess. So I think this might be a little bit different than 7.1, but the update adds official support for CarPlay, which has been the talk of the town basically recently, thanks to its official unveiling at the Geneva Auto Show. 3 car makers have already demonstrated their CarPlay vehicle integration, including the Volvo, Ferrari, and Mercedes-Benz, because we can all afford those.
Yeah.
So in a relatively rare move, Apple has put up a full page detailing the new features of the iOS 7.1. They actually have said these are listed out. Here are what the changes are. Take it or leave it. In addition to CarPlay, you can now manually control how long Siri listens to you by holding down the home button while you speak and releasing it when you're done. Ooh, I'm excited. That's so nice. It replaces apparently replaces the listen until you're done talking behavior. Is that a big deal? I mean, anyway. Siri also gets improved, apparently. More natural voices in Mandarin Chinese, UK English, Australian English, and Japanese.
Right.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Apple.
No Irish. I think they totally neglected us over here.
Racist! Racist!
Does anybody even use Siri?
I think there's something.
I was thinking that too. Like, yeah.
I don't know.
I've never had. I mean, last time I tried to use voice commands, it was a long time ago, and I'm sure it's evolved since then. But it never went as planned.
No.
In fact, there was a time I was playing a show a few years back, and this was back when I was still drinking, and I had an old Nokia flip phone, but it had one of those speak command whatever options on it, and apparently the way to trigger it, I think you had to like hold down a certain button on the side for a certain amount of time. Well, it got stuck on the entire time my show was going on. So I called like 50 people. It just started going through my contact list and trying to figure out what all this, we're in a bar, so there's people just talking all around, and it's trying to decipher people's names. And like one person I called like 15 times in a row at like 1 a.m.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't use that feature very often.
Yeah, I don't use too much of the voice control. The one I do like with the Galaxy S4 is when you hit the home button twice, it comes up and you can give it voice commands to create a reminder.
That does my head in.
Oh, really?
That cracks me up.
Why?
You press that to close down whatever you're doing, and the next thing it comes up, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
And usually I'm in church or someplace that I can't use the phone when it tends to come on. Or really quiet area where you're supposed to be really serene, and next thing this lunatic starts talking. But as I said already, if I try to speak and give a command to that, it doesn't recognize because I'm Irish.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It doesn't. I have to speak with an American accent in order to be understood.
Can you
I
speak
might have some chance.
With an American accent?
No.
I hear you. Sometimes you do. Some words are more American, I guess. Sounding,
my name is John Rainey.
Okay, you're right. That would sound really weird. Don't ever do that.
No. Not much chance.
Good. So back to the iOS 7.1.
Yeah.
There's actually some visual tweaks as well, apparently, like the shift keys on the keyboard, the in-call buttons, the lock screen icons, and a bunch of other stuff. The calendar now also has events, an events list in the month view, the lack of which caused many complaints in the previous versions of iOS 7. A list of events has become the default way that many use their calendars, so I don't go through every single day of my calendar to see what's going on. I just like to know what I have going on. And I guess most people do too. So that's nice. What else do they have? iTunes Radio now allows you to quickly create stations with a search, and now allows you to subscribe to iTunes Match right from an iDevice to get an ad-free experience. So basically, they've just made it so it works a little bit better, and there's some more features on it. Now, for the issue, people had issues with the Touch ID when that first came out, like everybody, to work correctly. Of course, you'll be pleased to see that there are improvements to its fingerprint recognition included in this update. Older iOS users will also be happy to see some performance improvements for their iPhone 4 if you have an iPhone 4, which is nice. I don't know how you're going to get performance enhancements by cramming a bunch of new features into something, but we'll see. Apparently, there's a recurring bug also which has caused the home screen to crash over and over again, resulting in a quick reboot of your device while you're using it. It's also been fixed, apparently, with this version. FaceTime call notifications are now cleared and synced across your devices. iCloud keychain support has been expanded to new countries, and iPhone 5S gets a new camera setting that automatically enables HDR, which is a rich tone photography setting. So there you go. If you have an iOS device and you want to get 7.1, it's out.
And you can now take care of selfies to put on Facebook.
Yeah. And you'll be even more confused when they switch to 7.2 and it changes completely. But I don't know what is wrong with Alan today. What happened? Did you hit your head on the table or something?
That was my intern.
That was your intern? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you had a different intern.
Yay!
Oh my god. I need to cut Alan off. He's weird.
Oh my god.
I've been up since like 4 in the morning. This whole like being awake during the day like normal people thing is making me weird.
That's funny. Wow. Should we hang up on Alan right now? Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on up.
My name's John Rainey.
You know, we were talking about Amazon starting to do a music service, and apparently they're hiking their Amazon Prime fee all the way up from $20 to $99 a year. I don't know.
That's
is it going
quite a big hike.